Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because today, we're talking about something absolutely insane that could change the entire landscape of the NFL. That's right, the Dallas Cowboys have made a shocking move that has left everyone in the sports world talking. They've signed Brock Purdy to a multi-year deal. Yes, you heard that right. Brock Purdy, the former Mr. Irrelevant who took the San Francisco 49ers to new heights in 2022, is now a Dallas Cowboy. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, isn't Dak Prescott still the starter? And that's where things get interesting. This move has massive implications not only for Dak Prescott but also for the entire Cowboys offense, as well as the 49ers quarterback situation. So today, we're going to break down why this signing is such a huge deal, what this means for Dak, and whether or not we can expect a big trade for a wide receiver in the near future. This move could very well be the spark that ignites the NFL chaos we've all been waiting for. Stay tuned, because we've got a lot to unpack. Let's talk about Brock Purdy first. For those of you who might not know, Purdy was selected as the final pick of the 2022 NFL Draft by the San Francisco 49ers. He went from being dubbed Mr. Irrelevant to almost immediately becoming the talk of the NFL when he stepped in for an injured Jimmy Garoppolo and later Trey Lance in 2022. Purdy led the 49ers to a 7-0 record in regular season games he started, and his performance in the postseason showed that he has what it takes to compete at the highest level. His poise, accuracy, and ability to run the offense made him a standout, even on a roster full of talented players like Deebo Samuel and George Kittle. But here's the thing: the signing of Brock Purdy by the Cowboys is a game changer. Why? Because it completely shakes up the QB depth chart in Dallas. The Cowboys already have Dak Prescott as their starting quarterback, and while Dak has had a solid career, let's be real, he's not been without his criticisms. His inconsistencies in big moments and playoff games have raised questions about whether he's the future of the franchise. Now, Purdy isn't coming in to be a backup, at least that's not the plan at the moment. With his contract situation in San Francisco uncertain, especially with the return of both Garoppolo and Lance in the fold, the Cowboys swooped in at the perfect time. And why not? Dallas has been in need of a strong backup QB ever since the days of Tony Romo. We know that injuries have been a part of Dak's career, and if there's one thing every Cowboys fan can agree on, it's that they need depth at the quarterback position. The Cowboys front office has made it clear that they're serious about winning now. Purdy's signing is a clear message that they're looking to keep their options open and invest in young, talented players who can compete at a high level. With Purdy now in the mix, it's going to put pressure on Dak to perform at the highest level, as the Cowboys now have a young, capable QB who could step in if needed. Now, let's dive deeper into Dak Prescott's situation. Since entering the NFL, Dak has had some high points and some tough lows. He's been to the playoffs multiple times but has struggled to take the Cowboys past the first or second round. The big question on everyone's mind now is, what's next for Dak? Dak has one of the most scrutinized careers in the NFL, especially considering the expectations that come with playing for the Dallas Cowboys. He was drafted in 2016 to be the future of the franchise, and for the most part, he's been solid, but solid doesn't always cut it in the postseason. When you're playing for a team as high profile as the Cowboys, fans and analysts demand more. Dak is a guy who can throw for over 4,000 yards in a season, but he also has his fair share of turnovers. Critics have pointed out his inconsistencies in clutch moments. He's had some incredibly memorable wins, but he's also had heartbreaking playoff losses. So, what does this signing of Brock Purdy mean for Dak's future? First, let's look at Dak's contract. He's currently under contract through the 2025 season with a hefty $31 million salary cap hit in 2025. That's a big commitment for the Cowboys. But with the addition of Brock Purdy, Dallas might be looking at a contingency plan. If Dak doesn't get it done this season, the Cowboys could choose to part ways with Dak or look for a trade partner. The Purdy signing gives them the flexibility to make a move if necessary. But don't get it twisted, this isn't necessarily the end for Dak. He's still the starter, and if he plays at a high level, Purdy will stay in his backup role. But the competition is there, and competition breeds excellence. This could be the push Dak needs to take his game to the next level. Or, it could be the beginning of a changing of the guard in Dallas. Either way, the addition of Purdy has placed a massive amount of pressure on Prescott to prove that he's still the guy. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. The signing of Brock Purdy doesn't just shake up the quarterback position, it could also have major implications for the Dallas Cowboys wide receiver core. If you've been following the Cowboys over the last couple of seasons, you know they've been dealing with inconsistencies at the wide receiver position. While CeeDee Lamb has emerged as a true number one option, the rest of the receiving core has been a mixed bag. In recent seasons, players like Michael Gallup and Brandon Cooks have shown flashes of brilliance but haven't consistently been able to perform at the level the Cowboys need. This could prompt the Cowboys to make a big trade for a wide receiver. And guess what? With the QB situation up in the air, and the team trying to bolster their offensive firepower, a move for a big-name WR could be coming. The Cowboys have been rumored to be interested in wide receiver trades for a while now, and with the Purdy signing, they might want to make a move to give either Dak or Purdy more weapons on the outside. Could they go after someone like DeAndre Hopkins? What about a younger option like Jerry Jeudy? There's a whole world of possibilities, and a trade could be just what the Cowboys need to put them over the top. If the Cowboys pull off a trade for a top-tier wide receiver, that would make them even more dangerous in the NFC, especially when you consider the weapons they already have in CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, and their formidable defense. A big WR trade could be the missing piece in the puzzle. So, now that Brock Purdy is headed to Dallas, what happens in San Francisco? Well, the 49ers are going to have to figure out their QB situation. They still have Trey Lance, and they signed Sam Darnold in the offseason, so it's not exactly like the cupboard is bare. But Brock Purdy was the guy for them, and it's going to be interesting to see how they move forward without him. What do they do with Trey Lance, who's been a work-in-progress project for the 49ers? And is Sam Darnold really the answer, or is he just another stopgap? The 49ers have a ton of talent all over their roster, but their quarterback situation is suddenly a big question mark. This could be the perfect time for the 49ers to make a trade of their own, whether that's moving Lance, bringing in another QB, or making some other kind of trade to make up for Purdy's loss. Alright, folks, there you have it. The Dallas Cowboys have officially signed Brock Purdy, and the NFL is in chaos. This move raises so many questions for Dak Prescott, the Cowboys' offense, and even the 49ers. It's a massive shift in the NFL landscape, and we're going to be watching closely to see what happens next. Will Dak rise to the occasion, or will Purdy steal his job? Could the Cowboys make a big trade for a wide receiver? And what will the 49ers do without their star QB? This is just the beginning, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out. Make sure you leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about the signing. Do you think Brock Purdy will succeed in Dallas? Or is this just another wild NFL offseason move that fizzles out? And what do you think this means for Dak's future with the Cowboys? As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more NFL content, and we'll keep you updated as this story unfolds. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.